Disaster relief support Sonja Horsley says they are inundated with calls from those needing assistance following severe storms in parts of Durban. Nobuhle Modise is following that story from Tongaat. All right, we've got Nobuhle on the line with us now, and we can just see the picture behind you, Nobuhle, as the community, tries to get on with its day, I'm assuming, but also having to pick up the pieces. Bring us up to speed on what's been happening overnight.
Indeed, Iman, the community here is trying to pick up the pieces of the destruction that took place here yesterday following a tornado. Many of them, when you speak to them, they say what happened was at around 3:30, which we all saw, in fact, Iman. It was just dark. It went dark in the city of eThekwini, and there was a tornado that was forming. It seemingly came all the way here, and that's where it left a trail of destruction. I'm going to move out of shot so you see exactly what I'm talking about. I mean, earlier we were unable to give you these visuals because the power and cell phone towers are down. The roads are also inaccessible, as you can see. Many people's homes have been destroyed. Here in Magwabeni, which is an informal settlement, a lot of the homes here have naturally, been destroyed. You can see the power lines are on the floor. There's a lot of water here, so it's quite a dangerous situation. And I think the most telling thing is the fact that children aren't able to go to school because they have no clothes. Everything is wet. Everything is gone. And in fact, just a few minutes ago, a dead body was retrieved from one of the homes that was destroyed. And it seems as though they're going to retrieve a lot more, and that death toll is going to go up, Iman. But this is what took place here, and this is the aftermath, and people are left to pick up their pieces. I spoke to some people, and they were saying, we didn't have anywhere to sleep, even though the government is trying to assist. They couldn't accommodate everybody. They couldn't find everybody. The roads are inaccessible, as I'm saying. My colleague is showing you here, what it looks like. You can't drive into here. We had to park at quite a distance. And people are just really at this point confused and don't know what else to do or where else to go. I spoke to a girl earlier who also got hurt. She was inside the house when the tornado struck, and she was trying to get out. And as a result, the windows in the home broke, and they hit her in the head, and part of her hand was also slashed. So this is the kind of devastation that you're seeing here. And fortunately, there are some good Samaritans who are people of the community and people around, because you know that Tongaat, Iman, as you are from here, is not that far off from Belito, which also suffered a bit of devastation, but it is an area that is not as destitute as this one, if I may put it that way. But people that are from there are coming in to help where they can. I actually have a gentleman here with me that I did have a chat to earlier, and he was speaking about the kind of relief that he's assisting with. Thank you very much, sir. You're live on Newzroom Afrika. Please start off by introducing yourself firstly and tell us what kind of relief efforts you are assisting with here.
Hi, good morning. So my name is Vesh Pillay. I'm from a company called Talisman Hire in Belito, basically 10 minutes up the road on the R102 here. So obviously we've caught wind that's actually touched down yesterday, and everybody's been in a panic state since then. And to wake up to the aftermath of this sort of devastation, we obviously want to try and help as best we can. So we are putting our foot forward by trying to supply our big earth-moving equipment, such as TLBs, excavators, bobcats, to try and at least clear the pathway so other emergency services can get in here, try and assist maybe lifting up broken down buildings. There are people still probably trapped under these collapsed buildings and shacks and so forth. So we urge other guys out there to try and put their foot forward, let's join hands and try and help these people out.
Thank you very much. You heard the gentleman there, a good Samaritan, just doing what he can to assist. I'm just going to try and walk around just so we can try and also speak to some of the community members here. We have to be very careful, Iman. As I did say, some of the power lines are here on the road, and there is water as well. So this does pose a threat to the people that are here. I'm just going to try and speak to some people just to find out, Iman, how are they feeling? Obviously we know that things are not well for them at the moment. Many of them are confused. In fact, they didn't even want to speak to us on camera. I did manage to speak to some, but it's been quite difficult to try and talk to some people because, they are in a state. They are also trying to figure out what else to do from here on. So it is, devastating scenes. There's a gentleman here. I'm going to try and speak to him. Sawubona baba, unjani? Ngiyaphila, igama Nobuhle, siphuma eNewzroom Afrika. Sichazela baba ukuthi wena ubukephi makwenzakala lesigameko.
Futhi mina around bengiza nganeno ngala ngaphakathi eHorsley. Sangakwazi ukungena samisa imoto la sasehla ngenyawo sifika kunje ngoba nathi besingekho eduze. Yes, ngilinde kanjalo besingalindele nathi ukuthi sobona into kanje.
Uhlala la baba indlu yakho nawe ayisekho?
Konke nje ukubona. Nawo.
Manje ulalaphi baba izolo ebusuku?
Besikhona silele isilaya besingalele kahle kahle ngoba besilokhu uzothi umlilo nje sonke namagenge umakhelwane ngoba besingana indawo kulala. Impedi manzi ingubo zonke into nje sinalutho sinakudla nje izinto zimoshakele kahle kahle ngasho kanjalo.
Ngiyaqala ukuyibona into enje la.
Ya khona hayi engakazi yenzeka sizi nami ngakhona la eGoveni ngimdala eGoveni kodwa nje isakhamuzi kodwa hayi akaze kwenzeka lutho. Kanje.
Baba, Iman, just to translate there for those who wouldn't have heard what he's saying he wasn't here when this happened, but when he did arrive, and a lot of people are saying the same thing, when he did arrive, he found that his home was no more. Everything is gone, things are wet, the roads were inaccessible. He got off a taxi and couldn't access this area, and he's explaining to me that him and his neighbors who have lost their homes, as you can see, this is his home that he has lost. They made this fire just so they could stand around it the entire night because they had nowhere to go and nowhere to sleep. He says he's lost everything and he doesn't know where to go from here. So these are the kind of scenes that you are seeing. We are literally standing on the foundation of his home while it's been toppled, and this is what the people here are dealing with. The roofs, if your roof isn't torn off, your house is completely gone. I mean, if you speak of the shacks, it's even more devastating because they are not built to withstand this kind of weather and a tornado. So it's quite telling when you are standing in a structure that is built with a brick and mortar and it's fallen down like this. You can only imagine what it's like for those who are living in shacks. So these are the kind of scenes that we are seeing here, Michelle. We are expecting that more bodies, unfortunately, are going to be retrieved as the debris is moved and disaster risk management teams are making their way to try and assess the damage. But this is what we are seeing here this morning, and the people here are completely devastated, Iman.
Nobuhle, I just want to stay with picture for 2 seconds longer, amp up that nat sound a little bit more and let the country connect with the loss of this particular community in Tongaat in KwaZulu-Natal. Imagine leaving your home, everything's fine, you come home and there is nothing. All you're left with is the foundational slab of your house.